Alright guys, this is just a quick edit of last week's meeting where Adam went over the browser exploitation framework, or BeEF. So first off, before we get into Adam's presentation on BeEF, I wanted to show how to install BeEF on Kali Linux because they actually took it away, I think it was like a year ago. So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is go into your terminal and type in sudo apt install BeEF and then -xss. That last part's pretty important. And so after this, it's going to go through the whole process. You're going to want to hit yes, type in yes, and hit enter. And you should see it load there for a bit. Quick side note, I just got an error here. If you guys get this and see this line at the end here, just type in sudo apt get update, like it says right there. Alright guys, so once you're here, you want to go ahead and type in sudo apt install beef-xss once again, and that should be it. You should have BeEF installed after this, and to launch it, just type in beef-xss in the terminal once it's done.
You guys open a new terminal for me? Okay. Everyone good? All right, so we are going to start the Apache server so we can host a website on our computer. And you just have to type in service apache2 start. And it's literally just going to start a server on your local IP, which in my case is 10.0.0.4. So can everyone type in this to start the Apache web server, and then also this so we can check on our IP?
It didn't work for me.
What didn't work?
I typed that in, nothing happened. It just gave me an error.
You typed this in?
Yeah.
What error did it give you?
Bad service command not found.
You typed in service
make sure,
to start?
yeah, make sure you're typing service, right? Or Apache. Or, yeah, because I just typed it, yeah, like Apache 2 is installed in Kali. So this one you guys actually do have installed, unlike BeEF, so.
I have to do sudo because it's not working still.
Yeah, if you're not on the root, then you have to do sudo. Is this working for someone?
Well, for me it is.
It says
Okay.
it says it failed to start.
I downloaded BeEF, but I don't know where it is because I left the console when I downloaded it, and I don't know where to find it.
It's probably on your root directory because I'm assuming that's where you downloaded it.
That's true.
All right, and
who has
here?
this?
Wait, add a reaction real quick if you're using Kali right now, just to get an idea.
Is something supposed to pop up when I think it's working now. Okay, I got it to work.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone not good? Okay, so now we have the web server up, but we have to change the actual file of the web server. So we're gonna change the directory, right? We're gonna do cd, and this is the location of the web server on Linux. So you do //var, www, and HTML. So can everyone do that? Yeah, okay. So if we list the files, we have a couple of HTML files. You're gonna have one that says index.html, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to really quickly remove this. So you guys are gonna have index.html. I want you to rename that by typing that, hold on. I'm gonna type, don't do what I'm doing. I'm just fixing things for you. HTML. Okay. So
and if you guys
here,
are
right?
wondering, just to explain real quick, the reason behind starting Apache 2, if you guys were not here for that, Apache 2 is a web, it's an HTML, or yeah, it's a web service basically for you to run your own web server in this case. You good?
Sorry. I just got a whiff of some dog fart.
Interesting. Anyways, if you want to make your own website, Apache 2 is a really good way to get it up and running really quick and to basically host it. So
Okay, so if you guys ignored the last bit of what I was doing, you should have changed directory into here. And if you type ls, it should list files and you should have an index, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So normally when you're on a website, the index.html file is the file that runs the website. It's like the home file. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first rename this file so that we can make our own. So I'm going to rename it, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type move and the current name, which is index.html, and I'm gonna type in my new name, which I'm gonna type indexold.html, right? So now you see it change the name of that file. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make our own index.html file. So we're gonna use this command called nano. And what nano does, it's just a command for letting you edit files. So we're gonna make a new file and we're gonna call it index.html. So everyone type in that command once you're in that directory. Okay. And then once you press enter, you're going to see this is our editor for a file called index.html. All right, is anyone not good up to this point?
I'm in my console and I'm looking at your thing, at your code, and I have a little like squiggly line and then a $sign right after it. I don't know what that means.
Oh, so you're not in the correct directory.
Oh, I probably am not.
So if you type cd and then this, it's going to take you to the correct directory.
Okay.
So cd /var www html, and it's going to take you to the right directory.
yeah, the squiggly line is just to indicate that you're in the user directory of whatever user you're logged into.
All right. Now we're going to nano the index page, index.html. When you press enter, because we renamed the old file and made a new file, it should be empty for you. Okay? Everyone good?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So here's what we just have to make a website, like a really, really basic website. So we're going to make like an HTML page, right? So I'm gonna say doc type HTML, and then we're gonna type HTML here. And all you need really is a header, right? So we're gonna make a head. We'll make like a title. I'll call the title Ben.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll also make a body for the website. And inside we're gonna put a header, and it's gonna say like cybersecurity or something. Okay. So this is a really, really basic HTML website. Okay. Does everyone have that done?
No.
All right. So
Still doing
I'll
it,
give you
hold
the.
on.
All right. I'll give you a couple minutes.
And if you're not familiar with HTML, basically all you have to know is that it's like the fundamental building block for websites online. And it's one of the key pieces in actually just having websites in general. So
While everyone's typing this up, I'll explain what this is. This is letting my browser know that it's an HTML document. This is the same thing. It's just, this is an opening bracket. This is closing because it has a backslash here. Same thing here, open, close, open, close. This is my title, which is going to show up on the tab when you open up the website. And this is just a large piece of text, heading 1. Okay. Oh. Someone on the whiteboard? Okay.
probably Reese.
All right.
Oi.
So So did everyone do this, or did anyone not do this?
Uh,
Good. All right, so you're gonna do Control X to exit this. You're gonna press Y to say yes, and then press Enter to save and write to the file. So now we have an index.html, and that's our website page. Okay?
I got a permission denied.
Type
Same.
sudo. If you're not in the root directory, if this doesn't say root for you, type sudo in front of the command.
Wait, was it X?
Yeah, most
and then
people
what
here,
was
you're
it?
going to have to use sudo because you guys are all using the new version of Kali, which defaults not to use root for some peculiar reason.
In the tutorial, if you watched it, I explained how to change everything so that you could get to the root user. But yeah, so at the moment, you just need to have root at whatever your username is. It's probably like Kali. So root at Kali with this, and you type ls, it's going to give you the files. Okay. Yeah.
So like after that, when you said Control X and then you type yes, what was after that?
Enter. So Control X. Yeah, so I'll show you. So I have this file. Once I'm done editing, you see Control X is exit. So I type in Control X. Or actually, I have to edit something for that to work. So I'm going to just do this.
Get rid of this.
So I do Control X is exit. Y is yes. I want to save the modified buffer. And then, so you type in the letter Y to say yes. And then here, once it says file name to write, we just press enter. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So at this point, if I type in ifconfig, this is my network interfaces, right? And WLAN 0 is wireless LAN, my first wireless LAN. So if I see my iNet, this is my IP address, right? This is my this is the IP address of my computer. And you guys can do that, and you can see the local IP address of your machine that you're running this on. But because I started my Apache server at the beginning, I can go on a different device as long as you're on the same network and type in the IP. So I'm going to go on my phone, and I'm going to type in 10.0.0.4, which is my IP. And I don't know if you can see on my screen, but this is the website that we just made. It says cybersecurity on it. Does everyone see that on my camera?
All right, so I'm just going to interrupt real quick to say that if you can't access the website that you just set up using Apache and you're on a virtual machine, then go into your settings and change the network configuration of your virtual machines here in the networks option to bridge adapter. If you're on NAT or if you're on NAT network, which sometimes it defaults to, it won't work sometimes. So go to bridge adapter and select whatever your wireless network card is, or your network card in general is. So in my case, it's this one, so I just select this one and I'm good.
So if you type in that IP address, and so I'm hosting a server on my computer, and then I can go on my phone for that, right? So is everyone good for here?
How do I save the HTML? It says permission denied because I'm not in the root account.
Yeah, you have to go in root sudo.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you open up Nano.
If you guys want to permanently be in root, type in sudo bash and then press enter. And you're going to have to type in the password, and then it's going to bring you into the root terminal.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna have like a terminal running inside the terminal, which might be weird, but for our purposes, it does work. So.
Adam, how do you do this with your phone?
So you remember when I started the Apache server?
Yeah.
So that started a server on this IP address, which is the IP address of this computer, right? So if you just type this IP address into a different device on your network, it's going to bring you to the website that you made. Okay?
Yeah.
So now we're going to actually use BeEF. So you're going to go back to this terminal, right? And you see we're in the BeEF directory. You guys just installed that. So we're going to see there's this BeEF executable file. So we're going to execute that by typing this in. Okay. And then when we press enter, it's going to open up BeEF. If we type in BeEF XSS, there we go. So you guys should see something like this. You're not going to see that, but you're going to see this stuff right here. So does everyone see like something like this when they start up BeEF?
How do you start up BeEF?
So are you in the BeEF directory that you cloned to your
Yeah.
computer? You do /BeEF.
Okay.
Remember to have sudo if you're not root, right? So you check
Yeah.
that. It's gonna go there.
For every command that you see Adam type, remember to add sudo at the front.
So you're gonna end up seeing this, right? And then it's gonna open up the web user interface on your web, on like Firefox or Chrome or something, okay?
Yeah, so for those of you guys that don't like looking at terminal screens, it's gonna get better.
So now we're in a graphical interface, right? So we have this here, okay? So the default username and password is actually just BeEF for the username and BeEF for the password, right? So you do that, press login, and it should take you to this graphical interface right here. It's gonna look roughly the same. You're not gonna have this on yours, but you're gonna have everything here, okay? So I'm gonna move this to the side. There's this script here that they have, and this is what's called the hook. And this is a script that you're going to copy and then put into your website, right? So we're gonna go into our terminal and we're going to do nano, which is the editing software, and we're gonna do nano index.html, and that's going to bring us here, right? So if I paste that here, and then I change the IP address to my local IP address, which is 10.0.0.4, what I'm hosting it on. This is a website that we just made that's going to let you collect data on anyone who goes on that website, right? So you copy the script from here,
Yo.
paste it into there, and then, so I'm gonna exit and save, right? So Control X for exit, Y for yes, enter. So I save that. And so now anyone who goes on that website is going to be hooked, right? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on my phone, right? And I'm going to refresh. And we're gonna go to the BeEF framework. And what you're gonna see is, hold on, 10.0.0.4. So this is, hold on. We might have to restart the Apache service actually. So we're gonna do service Apache2 stop. And it's gonna stop that, and then we're gonna start it again. Right? So now, if I bring this here and I refresh, you should see, at least in a bit. Hold on. Does anyone see their device showing up? Is anyone on another device with BeEF setup?
No.
No?
How do we check our website?
You can
It's,
go on your phone or go on some other device and type it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just your actual IP that's hosted on.
So I'm going to show you this here. I just realized I can actually make this a little bit easier. So once you go on the website on like some other device, it's going to show up here. I've connected to this before, so it's not showing up, but it should show up in this folder called online browsers, right? once your other device is connected to the website, which has the hook script. And then once you go to this device, you have a bunch of details here. So we can look through the details of like my phone, and we can see it's Android 9, Samsung, whatever that is, right? You can see the window size of like Chrome. You can see the screen size right here, the color depth, my time zone, the IP address of my phone, and a bunch of other stuff. You can also go to browser components. You can see my phone doesn't have Flash on Chrome. And you can essentially use this to figure out which exploits you're going to use on like Metasploit, for instance. So there's a lot of exploits for like Flash and for QuickTime and for Windows Media Player. My phone doesn't have any of those. So we know when once you've gained access to a computer or a device, you say, all right, I've done this information gathering. I can't exploit this stuff, right? But if I go to commands, there's a bunch of stuff here that I can exploit, right? So I can go to, for instance, browser, and I can detect if it has Foxit Reader, for instance, right? So if we click this module and then click execute, it's going to give me a result. And if we wait a bit, it's going to eventually give us a result in like JavaScript, and it's going to give us like false. So if we wait a bit for this, it's going to show us false over here. Same thing, I can go here. I've played these before, right? And we can see that you can like play a sound, and once you execute the module, it's going to give you a result. Same thing. You can even access the webcam if the browser is really, really old, right? You press execute, and the result is going to say, so because I don't have Flash on my phone, it's not going to be able to execute the webcam. But essentially, there's a bunch of stuff here that you can look through. Ben said there's like a Rickroll or something.
If you look in the search bar to look up modules in the actual webhook for BeEF, if you look up Rickroll,
There we go.
That's my personal favorite one.
So I can go here, and then I can click execute, and it's going to redirect me from that website to a Rickroll. But that's essentially all that this is. It's just you can connect to, and obviously you're not going to have the super simple website. Let me show you the website real quick here. So this is the actual script that's running, but this is the website that we made. You're going to have a way more complicated website that looks real, right? You can even change the IP address so it looks like a real website. You can change it using like DNS spoofing to make it look like you're on gmail.com or something. But at the moment, I'm just explaining to you, we have a really simple website with a script right here, and it's running the script whenever anyone goes on that website.
I just have a question because like I'm not able to access the website through my phone. Like
Yeah.
Are you running the server?
let me see. I think so.
Okay.
I'll restart it.
I can help you guys with this afterwards, but
Okay.
it should work because you're running it locally. Like if you're on the same network, like are you on the same Wi-Fi network?
Yeah.
Okay. I can help you with that later if you want.
All right. Thank you.
But that's essentially all that the BeEF framework does.
Alright, so I just realized for some reason we didn't include this in the meeting, but I wanted to show what the actual redirect for the Rickroll attack looks like. And to do this, I have two VMs set up here. I have two virtual machines, each on the same network, and that's all you need to know. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm in the command section here like Adam showed you. And then once I type in the link here, and I have the browser selected, which is this one in my case, and I hit execute. Voila. Truly, truly amazing stuff. Alright, so we just went over a really innocent module to execute against someone, but I just wanted to point out that also in in the command section of the BeEF framework here, you have a bunch of other more nefarious things that you could use potentially to try to, if in the case of pen testing, which is the legal method of hacking something. There's a bunch of these things that through the web browser, this is not even like physical access to the computer necessarily yet. This is just through the web browser we're able to get stuff like port scanning, we get HTTP servers here, DNS rebinding, get visited URLs, webcam. If you want to enable the webcam, this is it right here, to capture webcam images. So it's some pretty deep stuff, even like detect Microsoft Office. I don't know why you would want that necessarily, but it's there if you want it, and the point is there's a lot of stuff that you can do here. Alright guys, so that's it for this presentation. If you haven't checked out the Wireshark presentation, I highly recommend you do. I went back and re-recorded that one, so it's shorter and it's pretty easy to understand while being pretty in-depth. So check out that one too if you haven't. Other than that, look forward to more videos from me and Adam and the rest of the officers, and I hope to see you guys soon.